I had a conversation with leader of the opposition, Pritam Singh, and the conversation was that if I were to retain the narrative, or if I were to continue the narrative, there would be no judgment. My interpretation was that that there would be no consequences for me to continue the narrative that I had begun on the in August. After
In other
the
words,
speech.
there will be no consequences on you if you continue to continue the lie and keep up the contention that there was this occasion, this anecdote that you had
Yes.
described on the 3rd of August, despite it being a lie.
That was my interpretation.
Yes.
Yes.
And there was therefore no attempt by Mr. Singh to ask you to clarify the matter in favor of putting out the truth.
Not at that point in time, no.
Not on the 3rd of October.
No.
Right. In response to questions over why Ms. Khan did not follow orders to clarify the matter in October, Mr. Singh added, and I quote, these are his words, "Why she didn't take heed of that instruction? Why did she ignore it? That's not a question I can answer." Can I invite you to comment on this in light of what you have just said earlier about the discussion you had on the 3rd of October?
I think regardless of the discussion that I had, I agree that it is my responsibility, it was my responsibility to come forth with the truth. And I take full responsibility of that.
This contention that there was an order for you to clarify the matter in October, can you give us your view on this?
I mean, I'm hearing this for the first time, so I...
Would you agree with the characterization that there was an order for you to clarify the matter in Parliament in October?
I do not agree with that characterization.
In fact, had there been such an order, we would have expected to see Mr. Singh stand up on the 4th of October or shortly thereafter and confront you, either directly or through messages, with a question as to why you didn't follow the order, correct?
I cannot assume what he would have done, but that was not what
That
was
didn't
done.
happen.
Yes. So the first conversation I had that with any party leadership that the first time that I gave any sense that it was an untruth was on the 7th of August, and it was a short phone call, which then was followed by a meeting at Pritam Singh's house with the chair, Sylvia Lim, and vice chair, Faisal Manap.
And did you put it in clear terms to them as well that the statement you had made was false?
Yes.
Could they have misunderstood?
No, they could not.
What was their reaction to this?
It was incredible disappointment. There was a lot of anger. But I think there was some compassion there as well. The reaction was that if I were not to be pressed, then the best thing to do would be to retain the narrative that I began in August.
Let me understand the last statement. You said if you were not going to be pressed and then you retain the narrative that you started in August,
Yes.
it means if you can get away with it, we don't have to clarify the lie, correct?
I think in the simplest terms, yes, you are correct.
Was there any exchange of emails or documents or WhatsApp chats which would corroborate this meeting?
No, there would not be.
Can I ask you to consider this and tell me if you can answer? If they had told you on the 4th of October that you should come clean and clarify, would you have done so?
I would have done so, yes.
If they had told you that you should take up the interview with the police and explain the position and come clean, would you have done so?
I would have done so, yes.
So you did neither because they had told you that there will be no judgment in the case of the first instance and that you're under no compulsion in the case of the second instance, correct?
Correct.